Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So, Evie, if you can take us through how this works, would be great.
Hi, Mr. Lawrence. Can you hear me well?
Yep, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Okay, so how to pronounce the project? Is it Compute? Am I correct with that?
Yep.
AMA. And today, guys, we will be getting to know more about Copute. So for today's AMA, guys, of course, we will be joined by the CEO of Copute, Mr. Lawrence. So Mr. Lawrence will be the one to be with us today on this AMA, and of course, we'll be answering all of the questions that we have about Copute in this AMA session. So once again, hello, Mr. Lawrence, and thank you very much for being here.
Right. Thank you for having me, and hi everyone on Blockchain Express group and Binance Live. Yep.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lawrence. Once again, we appreciate your time and effort. I know how busy is it, being the CEO and such, but we really appreciate, and it's such an honor to have you here. So, Mr. Lawrence, before we actually get to know more, of course, about Copute, let's take a moment to get to know you first, our lovely CEO. So, Mr. Lawrence, can we start with a quick introduction from you? Maybe you can tell us something about yourself. How is it like being the CEO of Copute? And, maybe a little bit of your experiences as well in the crypto space.
Right. So I've been in the crypto space full time since Go17. So my first full time role was at Hopi Global. When it was global and they opened the global office in Singapore. So I actually was the first hire, then became the business operation head. After 2 years there, I went to open a Southeast Asia focused exchange with license in Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, and Australia. So I was COO and co-founders with two other founders. So I left that exchange for strategic differences. Then this was still in 2020, 2021. So after that, I opened up Moonscape. So Moonscape is a staking solution and decentralized wallet. So the thesis was I didn't want to miss the bull run, and also I knew a crypto group was going to acquire a Singapore public company, so it was the it was to sell from the start. We managed to ride the bull run, got an all-time high 1.7 billion scale assets under our platform, and managed to successfully sold to the public company within 2 years. After that, I joined Razer, the gaming hardware and payment MMC global brand, and was the head of blockchain, director level, and managed to execute investments, build blockchain initiative in a Web2 landscape. So I joined Copute formally in December last year. We started working on it, ninja mode since May last year. So very excited to share more details about us. Personally, I always been in the cat space for 10 over years. I always like cat. I always like to explore new things. I occasionally run barefoot, ultra marathon, 100 km barefoot as well. So gets me on a personal level also.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence. And once again, it's a pleasure to meet you. So now, in this AMA session, since we're getting to know more, of course, about Copute, I know for sure that maybe some of our audience for today in our Binance Live may be the first time hearing about Copute. So, Mr. Lawrence, just to enlighten everyone, of course, for everyone's knowledge, can we start with a quick, brief, general overview as well that can introduce to everyone what Copute is all about, what the main idea is behind Copute, and maybe you can also mention to us what is the main mission and vision of Copute.
Right, so Copute is driving gaming and AI through community compute. So co and pute, so community compute. So what we are trying to do here is an ecosystem play. So using blockchain, with use cases for cloud gaming and AI, and of course, the infra layer is the GPU layer. So the thesis here is that the GPU space was always widely in demand, even before the ChatGPTs and the LLMs of the world. So there's always a need for cost-effective GPU power. On top of that, what we feel is lacking both in the Web2, Web3 world is a community piece for the cloud gaming and AI, be it the hobbies, to the users, to the AI and gaming experts and companies could interact together. So that's what we're trying to build here, and that's what we're trying to grow together with the Web3 folks. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Mr. Lawrence. And once again, that is a really great way to start our AMA. That really helps everyone, of course, into having a better grasp of understanding of the project we're getting to know more about today. So another question that we wanted to ask Mr. Lawrence, since you mentioned that you guys are driving the gaming and AI space, right? So our next question, Mr. Lawrence, is how does Copute revolutionize the gaming and AI space? I mean, through what services are you guys offering in your platform that, of course, drives the gaming and AI space into a different level?
Right. So our business model of Flywheel consists of three main parts. Because in the end, we are a DePIN GPU protocol, L2 ecosystem. So the infra layer is definitely the GPU power. So the node operators providing GPU power and the validator nodes. So standard node operations and the incentivization of it. On top of that, of course, is the community engagement piece, which we want to focus on. Because end of the day, what we believe in is we want to be able to collaborate with any projects out there, and as well as be a space and ecosystem where, because be it gaming or AI experts or companies, they will need users, they will need testers anyway. And of course, most importantly, in the ecosystem, we need our own solution and service. So we have two main solutions, products. So one is the AI GPU marketplace, where you can list GPU power and rank it. So it's already live. It's MVP. It's a B2B platform for now, but we're opening up to B2C and the rest of the world gradually. We also have a cloud gaming solution, which is basically a light PC or light entertainment box. So thesis here is like, especially for Southeast Asia, for esports cafes or hotel chains or even households or community groups, we are looking for tackle stations or PCs or entertainment boards without that high price of a GPU card. So what we're providing is that hardware, so that you can leverage on our GPU nodes and GPU power within a 50-kilometer radius, and still be able to enjoy like the blockbusters, AAA games, and entertainment.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Lawrence. And once again, that is a very impressive answer from you. So, another general market question that we wanted to ask. Of course, I know for sure that maybe there are other similar platforms. I mean, not totally similar, but there are still, of course, we can't eliminate any project from the competition. Some sort of that. So, my question for you, Mr. Lawrence, is in regards with competition, can you tell us what makes Copute outstanding among similar competitors? And also, of course, to support this, can you tell us or identify to us what is Copute's strongest competitive advantage?
Right. So obviously we have our own advantage and proposition, but I don't think we are in competition with anyone, especially in this space, because essentially, the AI space is still very new, and blockchain technically is still very new. There was a recent article where they mentioned there was like 17 million meme coin projects, and only like 7 of them are successfully. So in our space, GPU DePIN, definitely we are much lesser, and fortunately it's trending and with real use case. So we believe in a collaborative effort. That being said, our unique proposition is fourfold. So one is we are keeping our FDB very low. Our current FDB is only 25 mil. So by the time we release, it will be about 50 to 80. So in comparison, it's actually ridiculously low. And we are keeping it intentionally, keeping our team lean, managing our costs, because we want to make sure when we do a public sale, our community and the retail investors get the best value possible in a fair way. Second is we do have a very strong team. So for me, I'm the blockchain space. I'm an entrepreneur. I have Dr. Paulo, who is a senior scientist at A-Star, a research skateboard in Singapore, and he has double PhD in biology and computer science, and been doing all this AI and GPU for like years. So our team is very strong in blockchain, gaming, and AI, and we already have MVP and ready solutions for real world adoption. Thirdly is we are focusing on APAC, which some projects can't do or are not focusing on, and we do have the partner network and expertise to leverage on for a partner network. Lastly, as mentioned, is we do have our own solution and service. We will have our decentralized layer for GPU power and all that, but I want to focus on the community engagement piece. So that allows us to collaborate with any project or anybody willing to come into ecosystem. So that's something I believe is very different about us and our narrative.
That is very impressive, Mr. Lawrence. I mean, just having a a very competent team, like you've mentioned, very experienced and seasoned team members, is really a one step ahead of like an advantage, right? So that is very nice to know, Mr. Lawrence. Thank you for that. So another question that I wanted to ask, just to understand better and deeper about Copute, I know for sure that all projects, I mean, not that all projects, but most projects are created in order to solve or address a certain problem that they have seen, right? So, in analyzing that, Mr. Lawrence, Can you tell us what certain problems or issues or challenges that Copute has seen on the industry that you guys are in, and what solutions are you guys offering? Like, I mean, in what way does the solution solve this or address the specific problems?
So the reason why I was looking for a project to, so I was an entrepreneur. I went to being an employee at Razer. I came out again. It's good for one is at Razer in a Web2 MMC. I realized blockchain and crypto still have a very bad reputation. So basically, it felt like I was a one man or a couple of people versus 1,000 over employees and in the world just to convince them that blockchain work and all that. So it was a very frustrating time because I've been in crypto space for like 7 years full time. I was dabbling in it since 2015. I still believe the blockchain and Web3, especially the tokens and the on-chain transparency, all that makes sense as a business model, but it just require real-world use cases for it to shine. So I was looking around, and of course, at Razer, I was exposed to hardware as well, because in the end, we also have GPU cards and high performance backup stations. And with the ChatGPT, I realized there's a great opportunity because at the end of the day, GPU cards are already quite expensive, even without the LLMs of the world. So there is a need for a cost-effective solution for both AI and cloud gaming. So that is how Copute came about. So ecosystem play is obviously we will have the marketplace. So they will provide cost-effective GPU power to AI and gaming companies. But we also have a cloud gaming solution focusing on Southeast Asia because that is a blue ocean that we identified, and we know that is able to do a real world adoption quite quickly once we start the ball rolling. Yeah.
That is amazing to know. Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence, for that. And that just really explains how you guys are very needed, of course, in the industry. Thank you so much for that. So now that we know a little bit of the basics about the background of Copute, let's talk about more into your ecosystem. So upon research, Mr. Lawrence, I found out that you guys have this token called the Copute token, if I am not mistaken, or Copu or COPU token. I don't know how to pronounce it, but talking about that, Mr. Lawrence, can you tell us more about the Copute token and what role does this token play, of course, on the entire ecosystem of Copute?
Right. So you're right. It's a COPU. So I guess it's a COPU as well. So it's an equity token. Basically to incentivize and reward and get adoption for the ecosystem. So some use cases, for example, for the node operators, be it for the GPU power or the validated nodes, they will get node rewards, as well as staking rewards or airdrops based on their performance and all those funding of nodes and stuff like that. Then of course the community engagement piece where tasks and incentivization. So for example, if community members bring in more members or do certain tasks or help out surveys or tasks provided by AI or gaming companies, obviously you'll get airdrops and rewards, similar to the AI experts and gaming experts as well. Of course, for the solution and service, discounts, membership gears, priority access, and of course payments in the near future, could get the ecosystem growth. So currently the tokens are in testnet. We are going to do the token generation event in 3 months. Yeah, we are working on quite aggressive timeline to incentivize the community.
That is very nice to know. I mean, it's nice to know that you guys are building, of course. You guys are making it the token at the center of your ecosystem, which is something very nice because we all know the amount of tokens out there which are just launched as just tokens, no utilities, no purposes at all. So thank you so much for that. So getting to know more about the Copy token, Mr. Lawrence, can you maybe explain as well how the tokenomics are designed? And since it's still in testnet, when can we maybe expect it to be launched in the public? I mean, when can we expect the testnet to be done?
Right. So the token company is so yes is total of 500 million tokens. Obviously, it is segmented to bulk of it with your 50% will be for network power, then for example 15% of it is for fundraising, 10% is for team, the rest is for treasury and community engagement. So essentially, making sure we have the right buckets for all the important parts of the ecosystem. So we've been building testnet since Q2. So actually we are close to the finishing a testing phase. So aiming a mainnet launch by Q4. But obviously in between we will do a DG. So within 3 months we'll do a token generation event. Then after that is the standard ecosystem development and refining and fixing stuff along the way.
Thank you for that. That sounds very exciting. Thank you so much, Mr. Lawrence. So, I actually have the following questions about growth and success, but actually, I just a question that popped into my mind, and I believe that this is something to mention as well on the AMA. Mr. Lawrence, we are just very curious. Can you tell us where did the name originate from? I mean, maybe you can explain what Copute means, where it's from. How did you guys come up with the name?
Right. So, obviously before that we were known in a different name, and we realized that the name was very old fashioned and it doesn't fit our proposition, which was the community engagement piece in the DePIN GPU protocol. So it took me a couple of nights to be honest. So I was thinking like, what name should would make sense. So and this was recently like earlier this year. So recently, compute became very trendy because GPU power again, compute became a trending word, and then of course community. So I matched it up, so it became Copute. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Mr.
Yeah.
Lawrence. And that is a really interesting fact to know as well. Okay, so Mr. Lawrence, and another question that I wanted to ask, just an additional. In terms of security, which we know, security is something that we're facing really. I know for sure that every project has a problem with security, even though they use all the safest things, safest measures that they can do, they still get some problems with security. So that is one of the biggest problems in the blockchain space. So, Mr. Lawrence, can you tell us what are your stands on security? How do you guys secure the overall project?
Right. So so the thing about security, and maybe not a lot of people realize, or maybe going, but it's a blind spot, is usually people do not penetrate or hack through. For example, for a bank, no people will go and put a bomb and blow up the wall and go through it. Usually it's through the little things and the leeways and the common user habits. So internally, we will do the standard like 2FAs and then procedures and processes to make sure that these kind of leeways and shortcuts are minimized or omitted. Secondly is of course, be it for the wallet side or the blockchain audit side, we'll work with the best. So fortunately enough for me, for example, before I was in the crypto world, I was actually working at a Standard Chartered Bank as product lead. So I know about safety and security and all that. And our investors and partner network include like Fireblock, Safe Wallet, and of course the auditing firms and the pencast firms of the world. They are great in what they're doing. So we have all this covered, and we'll do a gradual step of making sure it's more and more secure. On the other flip side, it's also the hopefully won't be able to trigger it. It's the crisis management part. Which that's why I think the Telegram and the Twitter and having action steps ready in case of anything is something that we also have prepared.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Lawrence. And once again, that is a great assurance as well that we can give to our listeners right now. So, One last question, Mr. Lawrence, before we head forward to the strategic questions. When I visited your website, there was an option to utilize GPU and provide GPU, and I believe that this is something that most audience right now, maybe they have some questions regarding this. Maybe some of them would want to utilize your GPUs, or maybe some of them would want to provide as well. So maybe you can discuss to us what are the procedures for this, and also how can they get started on, of course, utilizing GPUs from Copute, and how do they provide a GPU? What are the benefits that they can get from this?
Mm. So currently the platform is still B2B, meaning to say we work with the big data centers of the world and the mining pools of the world, and we use leverage on the GPU power that we have, and we match make with demand. Reason for that is usually AI or the current companies or customers you have require large amount of GPU rendering that is not suitable for individual laptops or GPU cards. But if anyone feel that they have get demand or they have get GPU power, they can always email us at info@copute.ai or reach out to us on our social media handles or through the website. Gradually, we'll open up to B2C, which is why we are doing the cloud gaming as well as the gaming use cases, because gaming rendering will require lesser GPU card and it's not so intensive. Again, for cloud gaming, definitely is something that a community of GPU cards listers can support.
Thank you so much for that information, Mr. Lawrence. Okay, now diving into some strategic questions. Some questions about success and growth for Copute. Let's first talk about partnerships and collaborations like this. And we both know that partnerships and collaborations, they are both a great helping hand for every project to to nurture to nurture growth, to have easier access to success. So my question for you, Mr. Lawrence, I've actually seen that you guys have lots of partnerships that you guys have tweeted and announced on your official Twitter account. So let's get to know about that, Mr. Lawrence. First of all, to start the question, can you tell us how do you guys value partnership and collaboration initiatives like this? And also, could you name some of your current partners? Just some partners that you can name as of now.
Right. So this year our focus is on the Web3 narrative and the community engagement, because our thesis when I joined formally last year was that hopefully Q4 this year will have a more positive sentiment and the start of the bull run. And as all of us will know, Web3 business model, Web2 business model is very different. So this year we are focusing on the Web3 partners and collaboration. And of course, we value them, and whoever help us at the start will get a share of the ecosystem tokens and KOL tokens that we have in our bucket. Because at the end of the day, the industry is still very new, and everyone has their own leverage and partner network that we can all combine to push it forward to the real world. So key investors and partners we have, for example, ICP Singapore, so that give us leverage on ICP and Definity ecosystem. YGG, so that give us access to YGG as well as the sub-DAOs and communities. We are also building on Polygon, so we will be the first DePIN project for GPU to be announced together with Polygon. So that is for the Web3 space. For the Web2, we already have ongoing business commercials with SMEs, and we have larger MOUs with small test bed with like TikTok Asia, M1, which is a telecom company in Singapore, NTU, which is a local universities, stuff like that. We're also going to be joining the Initial AI Accelerator Program, which is a Singapore Economy Board and government-backed program between MDR and Singapore and Tribe Accelerator. So obviously, we are not eligible to be a startup in that program, because that is for startups that's using GPU cards functions. but we definitely will be as a partner and be able to value add or get the value add directly for MDR and Singapore government and Tribe Accelerator for that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence, for that. And it's nice to know that you guys are having these big partnerships as well, which I know that really just is something very nice to know for our audience today, knowing that you guys are in partners or in work, of course, with these big names. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Lawrence. So another question, Mr. Lawrence, because one thing that we wanted to emphasize on this AMA and how the community plays a really large role on the success of any project. I mean, most projects even refer to the community as, as the lifeblood of the project or a great backbone that supports it. And I personally believe that no project can ever succeed, right, without the help of a strong community, supportive community backing it up. So my question for you, Mr. Lawrence, is can you tell us how important is the community for Copute? And, do you guys take into account their suggestions and feedbacks, since you guys are still in testnet right now? So basically, I believe that is really, helpful as well for you guys. And of course, in terms of community building, a question for community building as well, because we all know that community building is not something easy to do. It is not something that you can do overnight, right? It's a whole entire process. And in terms of that, Mr. Lawrence, can you tell us what strategies and efforts will the team be implementing in order to cultivate a strong, engaged, and vibrant community around Copute?
Right. So to answer your first question, this was also post a recent discussion I had with a potential partner. So the interesting thing about Web3 space and learnings from being at Razer, a hardware company, where literally, so the feedback I had from the partner is, GPU power is just a hardware. Why do I need tokens? Why do I need a project? Why do I need a brand? But it's the same, for example, which I learned directly from the CEO for 2 years, where Razer is just doing hardware of mouse and keyboard, but they managed to brand it in a way that they can offer it in a much higher price, but for very specialized performance. So that was the mindset behind Copute and the narrative, where we want to focus on the community engagement and the brand, exactly because I envision it as a specialized ecosystem for gaming and AI, especially because GPU power, anyone can provide it. But you come to Copute because you're not looking just for the GPU power, you're looking for a community to solve problems together, to move, to break barriers together. And we still have solution and service that you can leverage on. So that is the branding, I guess, the narrative that we are working towards. And that is where you come to realize the community engagement piece is very important. So how we've been doing it is on a quarter to quarter, we've been doing like test baits and interacting with the community, like through meme contests, through affiliate programs, through milestones where you get tokens unlocked with third-party platforms and stuff like that. So we'll continue to ramp that up. We'll continue to ramp up our Web3 narrative, our community engagement, especially with collaboration and partnerships, like for example, this kind of AMA. But more importantly is we are not just saying, we are actually putting our words into action, because we are intentionally keeping our fundraising amount low, keeping it lean so that we can allow the public sale and retail investors and community to come in at a very low price at FTV. So it is a business risk, doing it so lean, but that is how we show that we want to drive gaming and AI through community compute.
That is very wonderful to know. Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence. So, actually, before we conclude our AMA with my last question, which is something related to the future of Copute, I have a few questions here for you that were sent by our community members. Okay, so I just picked 2 questions. So one question here is asking about the business model that you guys use in Copute, and also how will you guys sustain the platform through the revenues that you guys receive from the services that you guys are providing?
Right. So for the business model, interesting enough, if you omit the flywheel and company engagement piece, essentially we are in the Web2 world, we are just having two solutions. Cloud gaming, so your cloud PC and cloud engagement box, and your AI GPU marketplace. So in the Web2, we're thinking of it as platforms that leverage on GPU for cloud gaming and AI use case. And then the tokens are like reward points. So we are similar to Airbnb or Grab, but for GPU power for gaming AI. So the business model, if you envision it that way, that's how the revenue will come, and that's how we generate revenue from next year onwards. But we are focusing on Web3 at this point in time because Web3 narrative and tokens, and we want to aim for the bull run. So that is what we are doing this year. After that, the real world adoption and the business model will kick in. For the revenue share, obviously, if you think of it as a platform play, when people buy the hardware, use our platform, there will be usage fees and all that. We tend to share that with the ecosystem through token incentive or buybacks or cashbacks, so that the ecosystem growth and whoever value add will get rewarded as well.
Thank you for answering that, Mr. Lawrence. And I think that is really interesting to know how you guys, sort this kinds of model, because I've actually seen on your website that you guys are like the lowest prices among other GPUs. Like I think I've seen like the comparison of the prices on your website, and you guys take like the cheapest fees on there. So that is very amazing to know. Thank you for that.
Yeah, but disclaimer, of course, because we are only providing GPU power, so that's why, and we are a marketplace. So you compare, for example, to the AWS and Google Cloud, definitely we are 50% to 70% or even 90% cheaper. But what I do not want to go into is a price war. So that's why we are looking for a collaborative effort among all GPU projects. That's why we're focusing on community engagement as well.
That is very nice to know. Thank you so much, Mr. Lawrence. So another question here was asking, I think this is a pretty plain question, which maybe it's been answered from our previous discussion. So he was asking, with the continuous advancement of technology, how will you stay ahead in the curve? How will you leverage the great advantages of the continuously evolving artificial intelligence technology?
Right. So yeah, some people will ask me, hey, why you have good use cases and not just on AI? So exactly because of that. Because AI is still a very new industry. For example, even ChatGPT, currently, if they do not raise a massive amount of money, they have only enough funds to run for 1 year. So that's how new and how intense AI industry is. So that's why we decided, and because I'm from gaming, I have partners in gaming, decided to have cool use cases just to make sure we can sustain for now until the future. That being said, obviously, once we have the ecosystem and the branding narrative, I feel we will have a strong lead and edge compared to Web2 similar solution and service. Why? Because with the ecosystem and community, then as the GPU cards are getting used, as more new use cases coming, the experts and companies will come into ecosystem as well. So not only just we see what's happening and we can pivot from there, but also these solution and service are welcome to use our ecosystem, our blockchain, to leverage on. Because at the end of the day, we are L2 ecosystem with our own tokens. And as a Web3 business model, in that sense, gets a lot of opportunity for collaborative and incentivization and adoption. So that's why, even though I was a raiser and there's so much frustration in the crypto world, I'm still here, even after, 7 years? So it's been a leap of faith that I hope to do for a decade and beyond.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence, for that, for answering some of our community members' question. We are very thankful for that. So, One last question, Mr. Lawrence. Let's take a little bit of a sneak peek into the future of Copute. Okay, so just to conclude our AMA for today, Mr. Lawrence, let's talk about your future plans. So where are you guys headed? What's next for Copute? And are there any developments or updates that you guys as the team is working on right now as we speak that the community can look forward to? Let's say the time frame of the next few months.
So next few months, definitely we are doing the TG event. Yeah, we are aiming to list by Q4, Q1 next, Q4 this year or Q1 next year. Essentially, the listing plan is there, but just reviewing the market because we do not need to list when it's ultra bull, but we hope to list when it's more positive or slightly more positive. And it depends on the US elections and stuff like that. So below that, obviously, we will continue to build our Web3 narrative and get all the communities and partners to come in and to grow this ecosystem together. Then from there, as I mentioned, we will start aggressively doing the real world adoption.
That is very nice to know, Mr. Lawrence. Thank you very much. And Blockchain Express community, of course, to stay updated on the latest updates about Copute, make sure to follow them on their official Twitter account for the regular updates. And also follow them. Hold on, let me check if all of the social media links are now shared. Yes, it's already shared. So, guys, to our audience right now, you can go over to the Blockchain Express community. And on the pinned messages, you'll be able to see all of the compiled social media links of Copute. Follow them on their official Twitter account to stay updated. Do join their Telegram community as well. They have a very vibrant community waiting for you guys in there. So do not forget to join and say hi in there. And also, guys, do your own research as well, which we highly recommend. So they have an official website for you guys to visit. All the detailed information about Copute is in there. And they also have the right documentations in there as well. So just do your own research, guys. And thank you very much, Sir Lawrence, for all of the enlightening answers you provided us for today. So, just to wrap up and officially end our AMA, Mr. Lawrence, do you have any other thing that you would want to leave our community with, like any announcements or any closing remark?
Yeah, and thank you for having me and thank you for listening. Please do join our Telegram. Look forward to our DGE and look forward to this project having real world adoption in gaming and AI. Thank you so much.
For sure, Mr. Lawrence. Thank you very much. And once again, it's a great pleasure to have you here. And I hope we can speak once again soon for major updates about Copy. Thank you so much, Mr. Lawrence, and have a very great day for now.
Same
Bye
to
bye
you.
for now. Thank you so
Bye
much.
bye. Thanks everyone. Bye.